Falcon fans, and of course, good old Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. Episode 222 in the building. One time for the fan. Jack Spade, your boy is here checking in with y'all. Diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. Big shout out to Bodie. Big shout out to Chase. Big shout out to Miss Carrie. Not here with us tonight. But we got T-Will for my ATO Sports here in the building talking Falcons football with us. Terry?
What's up?
How's everything going, sir?
It goes well, sir. It's a Sunday evening. We get to talk some Falcons football. And, hey, man, I'm excited about it. How's it going with you? How was your weekend?
Oh, man, everything is going well, man. Everything's going well. I think this weekend didn't get hit by the rain. I know some parts of Georgia did get hit a little bit. But my weekend was good, man. It's hot as hell outside. So after work, got a chance to hang out with some friends. Big win for Atlanta United yesterday. Yes. Sneaky win for Atlanta United yesterday. They was able to come away with another victory. You know, I talked about it here on the podcast, Terry, that Atlanta United wasn't doing so well. Then they fired the coach, and now they got an interim head coach now, and now they're on the right move, man. I guess they jumped 3 spots now. They went from 11th to 8th. So Atlanta United's atmosphere is always lit for the weekend. It's just something to do until football season starts. And, of course, you know, the Braves, too, as well, against the Pirates this weekend. So I got a chance to sit back and watch some sports, play some golf, too, as well. But this weekend was entertaining, I must say. But how is everything going over there with you, my brother?
Going well, man. Did some errands, exercised the honeydew list yesterday. So, you know, that was pretty much it. I think I was ripping and running for, well, that's not fair. I part of the day I was ripping and running for my wife, and the other part of the day I was ripping and running for me, and then the other part of the day I worked. So not bad. Of course, today is a regular work day, but hey, man, I'm just excited to talk about my Falcons. Really want to get into this defensive line query because I'm confused. I'm baffled.
There's a lot going on out here, Terry.
I don't know how they
shouldn't
arrived.
be baffled. You shouldn't be baffled right now.
No,
it's the off season.
I am baffled because I don't know how they arrived at the numbers that they did regarding our 2024 defensive line ranking. If anything, I think it's the polar opposite. Like what? Like I don't, because again, and there's only one thing it could be. We were 11th in yards, meaning we were better than 19 other teams. We were 11th in yards. We were 18th in points. Okay. Now, if you want to talk about safeties and linebackers and defensive back making more tackles than they should, if that is your sole rank for that, maybe, but you have to understand that Grady was injured and David Onyemata got injured later. And we last year did not have the depth that we do this year because it can't be points. It can't be points. We were 18th in points. So, you know, we weren't great, but we weren't bad either. We were 18 out of 32 teams. Right? So what I'm trying to understand is, I mean, unless you're talking sacks, we had 42 of them. So what is the metric, right? What is the metric that says that we are 28th out of 32, which means 27 other defensive lines are better than what we have? I just don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't understand it. Somebody show me a metric. So yeah, that's, and I know I may have jumped the gun, but I'm really kind of, I don't want to say agitated.
Well, first 5 minutes into the show, you went straight back to the conversation we had Friday about, you know, PFF saying we had one of the most improved defensive lines coming out of the draft, and then they dropped the rankings, which we'll talk about here shortly. But I just posted the 2023 defensive rankings where the Falcons were, 11th, Terry?
Yeah, 11th in yards, in total yards, and 18th in points. Which,
we got to look at the team that, you know, also this season lost Bud Dupree, right? And they also lost Calais Campbell, too, as well. And even on the report that I'm going to pull up here shortly, they're going to talk about why they think the Atlanta Falcons, won't have one of the most impactful defensive lines this season, which I do think is false. But then again, that's what PFF writes, and we'll always talk about that because it's always different writers from PFF. So we'll bring that up here. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, House of the Falcons, Terry.
That's right. 9:00 we got to go. Well, with that being said,
8:50 we have to go. 8:55 we have to go.
And let's get to it.
There is war tonight. There is war tonight, Terry.
There's war.
It's not the Red Wedding.
No, I was just about to. Man,
not the Red Wedding, but there is war tonight.
To catch up on this show
on House of the Dragon.
Last week there was conflict.
Yes.
And this week there's war.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to catch up on this show, brother. I'm definitely gonna have to do that. What up, Berto? What up, 95 North?
It's going down in a major way. Big shout out to everybody.
Honey-do list isn't working out, D-Will. Yes, it is. Amen. Yes, it is. Amen, Berto. What up, DSGB? What up, Deshaun? Let's get Deshaun.
Everybody here in the chat. Deshaun, he wants to know what's up, one timer. Who's the rapper? My life owes me like an overdose. I'm slowly.
Deshaun. I don't know, man.
Deshaun, I don't know. That is tough for us to try to get through.
I have no idea, trying to
man. Throw these bars out here. I know we're big on hip hop. I know we're big on a lot of these artists that we listen to too as well. And we've got you a few times here on One Time for the Fan. But this bar right here, I do not know.
Bro, there's nothing.
I don't even think he finished the bar. So it's kind of like how am I gonna know who?
No, he kind of did because slowly does rhyme with "owe me."
True.
Now, there may have been another bar, but that one stanza that checks out. You got me because that first off, just the format of that almost looks like something that
Eminem.
No.
What's
his name that never rapped on beat for the Master P? That
Silk
seems
the Shocker.
Like the Shock. Yeah, that's now. I'm pretty sure it's not. But that gives me, as the young folks say, Silk the Shocker vibes.
Shit.
Like it's kind of my life owes me like an overdose. I'm slowly like it's staccato and offbeat. You know what I mean?
So we'll go with you'll go with Silk the Shocker.
No, because the way Deshaun has been going lately, it's not gonna be anyone from that. You know what? I'll go with it. I know I'm wrong, but I'll go with it. I'll go with Silk the Shocker.
My life owes me like an overdose. I'm slowly. We'll go Rick Ross.
Rick Ross? All right, let's see what the survey says.
J. Cole's out here. 95 North say J. Cole. Deshaun, let us know who it is in the chat. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family. We are here talking Falcons football. We got a lot of things to talk about tonight here on the channel. I know it's the offseason, right? I know the players are away. Right, the coaches are away, but they're about to get things back going July 24th. So for fans here in the chat, if you're heading to the open practice on the 27th, make sure you are there early, man, because it's about to be crazy. Terry, I talked to you about it for the past couple of days now. We got to get out there early because we know the traffic's going to be crazy. This is the first time to see this team back where we can really, really go over.
Look at this, Dollar.
Who can possibly make this 53. Des Dollars said, all the goddamn monitors, coach. What's up, Aunt? Des Dollars is he's just like you, Terry. He has a bunch of monitors over there too as well. He's cybersecurity in a way too as well. Matter of fact, Des, if you can tell me what's going on at the neighbor's house. I see a lot of cars pulling up.
What up, Des?
Over there watching the security system.
What's going on, brother? How
Big
goes?
Shout out.
Oh well, hey, I can
Dollars.
I can get with that. You know, we think alike. You know what, Jack? He did not include all of it. You were right. He didn't include all of it because it goes. My life owes me like an overdose. I'm slowly drifting into the arms of whatever the hell else it is. But he didn't include that part of it.
Who we got?
You want to know who it is?
Yeah,
Young Pimp. I think.
What?
Young Pimp. I think.
What? Who?
Young Pimp Murder Issues or something like that. Young Pimp.
My life owes me. What?
Like overdose. I'm slowly drifting into the arms of trouble. When trouble holds me, y'all cowards couldn't wrap this dope with a zigzag. You hate it before you play. Okay, whatever.
No, I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. We
Oh,
gotta watch out
maybe
now,
that's
Deshaun.
why.
Now you can't be throwing us no curveballs out here, Deshaun. We're gonna stick to
Curveball.
mainstream now. You gotta throw some
He's throwing
Kendrick
knuckle
Lamar.
balls. He's throwing those Bugs Bunny balls. Like
He's
on the
throwing
cartoon.
whatever pitch that was thrown at old boy from the Braves today when he took it to the house. Or was
Yeah,
it
man.
yesterday with what's that guy? Skeens from the
Paul,
Pirates?
Paul Skeens, yeah.
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, when you're talking about golly, Jared Kelnick.
Mm-hmm.
First pitch of the lead off. Yeah. He got all of that. He got all
Falcon
of that.
fans,
That was
let's
not
go ahead and get straight to it because it's going down in a major way tonight. Terry,
Yes, sir.
of course, you know we are very close to NFL Sunday.
That we are, sir. That we are. That
How
we
close are we, Terry?
are. How close are we, Jack?
We are 10 Sundays away from
1, 2,
NFL
3,
Sunday.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Count them
10
up.
away.
Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. T-Will, we know we have training camp coming up. We know we have preseason coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But when it gets down to September, when you get an NFL schedule like this for week 1,
man, I'm excited. I'm
Falcon
excited.
fans, it's going to be great. It does start off with the Thursday night game, and then we have the Friday game, the Brazil game, where it's the Eagles and the Packers. Then
Nobody
you get
wear
the
green. Nobody wear green.
Don't want to tell you those stories about there with that. But Falcon fans, you see the schedule you see week 1 schedule right here. Big slate of games for a lot of teams. I know a lot of fans going to be tuned in for this, but Falcons Steelers kicks it off, Terry, at 1:00. 10 Sundays away. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait, bro. Because I can't wait to prove these assholes wrong. Like, I'm just so mad at them for ranking my defensive line 28. Jack, if there's one weakness I have that I need to stop, I take criticisms of my team very personal, and I shouldn't. These guys are just doing their jobs, and I get it. But that just pissed me off, man. 28th? 28th? 28th. Our defensive line, which is the best position group we have, it incenses me. So I hope we get out there and get 4 sacks, kick the shit out of the Steelers. I'm cursing today, by the way. And yeah, I hope we rub it in their faces. I hope that we have a top 10 defensive line. I think it'll be more like top 12, but top 10 is fine with me. And I think we should expose them for the bullshit artists that they are, because it makes even last year's team was not 28th. Even last year's defensive line was not 20.
Terry's spending a lot of time on these defensive rankings, especially on the defensive line too, as well, of the Atlanta Falcons.
It pissed me off. I didn't, because
did it ruin your weekend, Terry, when we heard the
didn't.
PFF report
it
that
didn't ruin my weekend.
Falcons do not have one of the
it didn't ruin
best defenses in the league?
It didn't ruin my weekend, but I just can't have anybody talking bad about my team, man. Not like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me take a step back. I'm all about numbers, right? So if you say we're 28th, give me some data that proves that. Don't just throw out this arbitrary figure and like, oh, we're going to be 28th. What do the numbers say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did we lose in the 2 guys we lost? What did we lose? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're great. They're also older, right? But we have our interior defensive line back, and we got some homies with them, and we got some new homies. I just don't understand the metrics. I think that's the difference between football and baseball. In baseball, when you see that a guy has a 1.4 WAR, which equates to wins above replacements, there are numbers to back that, right? This guy's defense is ranked here. His offense is ranked here. He scores so many runs per whatever. It's a numbers-driven game. This is just somebody's opinion. Oh, I'm looking at this. I need numbers. That's all I'm saying. And looking at the numbers from what I saw, even when Grady and Onyemata were down, you know what I mean? We still ended up ranking 18th. And we had 2 bad games at the end of the year, which really means if you take those out, we're probably top 15. So how do we go from that? Now I understand we're missing 2 guys, but that's it. And
I will pull the report here shortly from one of the writers from PFF on the Falcons, or pretty much on the NFL defensive line rankings across the league. But Terry, looking at this week 1 schedule here too as well. You have a big slate of games for, I guess, fantasy owners too as well, who ever play fantasy football. But Falcons, you got to go in there. You have to beat the Steelers week 1. We know what we have to do. That's our mission. But there's other fans that have to rely or like to rely on other teams to get the job done too as well. Because what's better than coming away with a Falcons win week 1 and the Commanders beating the Bucks week 1, right? Sending the Bucks down to the bottom of the pack. The problem is this matchup right here, Carolina and the Saints. And we know how bad Carolina is. So Falcons come away week 1 with a big win over the Steelers. It's possible that these swamp rats are going to end up beating the Panthers. So you're probably going to have a little tie for first right there to start the season.
The Panthers are donkey hooters. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say they're donkey hooters. You know what I'm saying. They're donkey hooters. There. I don't get a flag for that because I didn't say.
You got a flag last game for that. I mean, last podcast.
Well, because I added a little more to it, right? So I'm just going to say they're donkey hooters. And our lovely audience who's with us every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, you guys know what it means. They're donkey hooters. They're terrible. They're worse than toe jam on a hot summer's day.
That is tough.
They're awful.
That is tough.
Awful.
And Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. 10 Sundays away before week 1 in the NFL. Falcons, Steelers, big game. We will keep you updated every step of the way as best as we can here on One Time for the Fans. Sunday night podcast at 8, Wednesday night podcast at 8, Friday morning podcast. Then we have another time slot that we're going to be introducing real soon because Falcon fans love the pop-up shows. They love when we, chop it up with other special guests. And we have some time on our hands for this offseason, so we want to make sure that we can talk Falcons with you all as much as possible because it's real deal once it gets down to July 24th. You know where we're going to be when it comes to the home games, the away games, any open practice, anything that can involve a fan around the Atlanta Falcons. One time for the fan, we'll be there. It's from the fan, it's for the fan. Dexter is in the chat. He said Donkey Hooters is the flagrant foul. So because he's back, big shout out to Dexter in the chat. Because Dexter's back, we're gonna blow the whistle here.
Oh man. That's 5 minutes after the play, ref. Come on, man.
Dexter threw the challenge flag.
It's 5 minutes after the play.
Dexter threw the challenge
Come
flag.
on, Dex. I thought we were better than that.
Stop the play. Shout out to Dexter in the chat. Donkey Hooters is a flagrant foul. We gave him a 15-yard penalty for it last on the podcast Friday morning, Dexter. So I'm glad you're here because Dexter threw the challenge flag. That's what One Time for the Fan is all about. The fans can throw the challenge flag.
Oh, wow.
What's happening here in the chat.
Oh, Dexter chose violence. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
It's going down in a major way, Falcons.
Hey, man, how many upsets do we see week 1 on here? On like what?
I'm going to get to that after we get to this penalty. Penalty on Terry. 15 yards.
15 yards, bro. I may as well said the whole thing. I just said Donkey Hooters.
15 yards.
Oh, wow.
Using Donkey Hooters again.
Oh, wow.
Half a distance to the goal.
Oh, wow.
Repeat second down.
Oh, wow. Deshaun says the answer is K9. Where the hell did Young Pimp come from?
Kanan. Okay. Kanan? Isn't that
Kanan, like that?
It's not like the African rapper, is it? Kanan?
I have no idea. Oh, it does say that. It also says that. It says struggling Kanan.
Kanan? I think that's the dude who did that song. He used to be on damn, I can't remember what his name. I can't remember that song, man. That was years ago, man. But yeah, Donkey Hooter seems to be a flagrant foul. Big shout out to Deshaun's in the chat. Falcon fans, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Don't forget, there is a 120 Falcon fans on a cruise right now, heading
right.
back from the Bahamas from the Rise Up Tour fan club. Big shout out to everybody on that cruise. Freddie the Falcon is on that cruise too as well. Terry, you saw the pictures. For those that's in the Falcon, for those that's in the Rise Up Tour fan club, you guys saw the pictures of all the fans hanging out with Freddie on the cruise ship. For those that do not know, yes, we brought Freddie for the Rise Up Tour fan club. So
right. That's what's up.
Freddie was in all white. I'm gonna try to get the picture here in a minute. Freddie was in all white for the dinner last night on the cruise, and it's just great because not only NFL fans got a chance to see Freddie, Falcon fans got a chance to hang with Freddie for the weekend. So, and he's in full appearance too as well. He's hanging out with kids,
in full gear,
throwing the football around. He might be playing around in the water, that type of thing. But Freddie he's like everything for the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like the mascot is very important. Don't forget, he's the mascot of the year too as well.
That's right.
Big shout out to Freddie. Yeah, I gotta give Freddie his flowers. Big shout out to Freddie the Falcon, who's out there on the cruise heading back with the Rise Up Tour fan club. Atlanta Falcons Fandemic is in the chat. Falcons Fandemic, go ahead and drop your email in the chat, man. I gotta hit you up. Drop your email in the chat. You said, "What's good, family? One time for the fam at work, but I had to do a check-in."
What up?
Send me a PM real quick, Fandemic.
Congrats on your podcast, Fandemic.
Oh, definitely, man. Congrats on you. Congrats on the podcast you got going on over there, Fandemic. We got to get you on over here with One Time for the Fan. Wallace Smith is in the chat. He said, "What's going on, fam?"
Wallace was Wallace was on the pop-up podcast with me and Mark on Friday.
Talk about it. Big shout out to Mark too as well. Mark Shane.
Yeah, shout out to Mark. And Wallace was eating some Snickers ice cream bars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making me hungry. So Wallace, I went out Friday night and I got him. I went out Saturday. I went out the next day and I got him, Wallace. So I'm gonna enjoy him later on tonight. That's all I'm saying. So
Wallace put you up on game?
So what?
Wallace put you up on game?
Yeah, man. No, so he was on there. He hopped on and we were, talking about the Hawks or whatever. And he was just eating it, and whatever he was eating, it looked really good. I was like, "What are you eating?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm eating those Snickers bars." So I went out and got him. What up, Deke? What up? It's whatever, Deke. It's Donkey Hooters. Whatever, Deke. How you doing, though, bro? You all right? Good to see you.
In a major way. Terry has already claimed 15 yards of penalty yards so far in the first 25 minutes of the match. But Dwayne referenced in the chat with "Put it in reverse, Terry."
Wow.
Third party actions in here. What's up, guys? Let's go, Falcons. Big shout out to Lisa Shepard in the chat. Freddie on the cruise. That is dope. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the picture here in a minute. Freddie is on the cruise, hanging out with all the Falcon fans. They're having a good time. The Rise Up Tour fan club, and we have Sun and Fun Part 2 coming up next year. Sun and Fun Part 2. We definitely want to get way more than 125 Falcon fans. So let's try to go for what? A thou wow. We're almost at a thou wow with subscribers. So anybody wants to be a part of the cruise next year, you never know who we might bring. And don't forget, we're always working ahead of time here with the Rise Up Tour fan club. Like most of everything for this season is done. From the host hotels to the trips to some of the events we have planned, like everything's pretty much done to where we now know, of course, some of the teams we play next season. And we're trying to get those things aligned already. Because, of course, Arizona we've been to, New York we've been to, San Fran we've been to. So we got this in the basket, y'all. For those that want to be a part of the Rise Up Tour fan club, I'll give you some information here shortly so you guys can join up, because it's the last day of the flash sale too. Well, the flash sale is going to go to like Tuesday. I'm gonna try to extend it to July 4th as best as I can, but there's an administrative team that they do a great job, and we're all in this together. You know what I'm saying? So I can even be outvoted on a July 4th issue. That's how cool we have with the group. You know what I'm saying? People all work together to make sure that we're on the same page. Big shout out to Smooth. See in the chat. Donkey Hooter says, Destro laugh. Sheesh.
Destro from G.I. Joe. I see you, Smooth.
The Destro laugh?
Destro from G.I. Joe. Destro.
I'm going to see if I can add that to the soundboard. If we're going to be doing the Destro laugh in here, I got to see if I can get that for you, Terry.
The guy with the metal face, that's Destro.
Destro.
Well, Cobra Commander has a metal face, but it's kind of oval and in like some sort of shape. But then Destro has like a metal face with actual features. And yes, I was a nerd growing up, Jack. Okay, we don't have to go over it.
Who did not watch some of these shows? I mean, you have a chance to sit down. I was watching Dragon Ball Z growing up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with Dragon Ball Z.
Super
Dragon Ball Z is honestly
Saiyan.
one of the greatest shows
Super Saiyan.
I've ever seen as anime when it comes to just
That show was
everything.
great. That show
Everything.
was great. That show
Walt
was
Smith said, "What's good, Atlanta Falcons fandemic?" It's cool when Falcon fans are in the chat that know each other from other podcasts, or they're in the chat,
Yep.
Chatted up with each other in different Falcon groups or Twitter or wherever it is. Then you show up here at one time for the fan, and everybody can just, keep it 100 and just talk Falcons football together, because that's what it's all about.
Yep.
So once again, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button, tell your Falcons friends, tag your Falcons family. We're just talking Falcons football. Joseph Avery is in the chat. Say hello. Say, hey, fellas, how y'all be? Offense and defense top 10 this season. I don't think there would be too much of a drop off on defense. I know we will be better on both sides of the ball. Go Falcons. Big shout out to Joseph Avery. Let's get to this, Terry.
Let's get to it.
The defense.
Let's get to it.
Because one thing we want to, shed some light on is PFF is putting out reports daily about, which position group is the best in the NFL, and which team's going to win the NFC South, and who's going to win the AFC West, and who has the best linebacker core in the AFC or the NFC. Like, they're just putting out different questions for fans every day. So when they put this out the other day, Terry, the 2024 NFL defensive line rankings, they got the New York Jets in front.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers 2.
That's fair.
The 2024 defensive line rankings. The Philadelphia Eagles 3.
Fair.
The Lions 4.
Fair.
The Browns 5.
Fair.
The Cowboys 6.
Maybe fair.
Colts 7. Steelers 8. Going off the defensive line rankings, I just want to put it out there too as well, Falcon fans. Keep track with me. We do play the Eagles this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's week 2. Right? We do play the Cowboys this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So keep that in mind. We play the Steelers week 1. So right now, from looking at it, we do play 3 top 10 defensive line rankings through PFF within the first, 10 weeks in the NFL. So that's something to watch for. Our offensive line has to be on game. You got to go up against TJ Watt for week 1, right? We can't discredit that. The Raiders, some way, somehow, have made their way into the top 10 here. We play them December 16th in Vegas, right? You go down, you have the Houston Texans, you have the Green Bay Packers. Number 12, you have the Ravens, the Bengals. Number 14, we play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, week 3. So now you got within the top 15 defensive line rankings, you're playing them all within the first 10 weeks. And then you can count out the Raiders too as well.
Let's stop right there, right?
What's up?
Kansas City's defense last year was number 2. So how's their defensive line 14?
Well, this is the notes that they have. Chris Jones is arguably the best interior defender in football now that Aaron Donald has retired, and the Chiefs kept him in town this offseason. He leads all defensive tackles and total pressures over the past 3 years, whatever. Then they have George Karlaftis, improved in year 2 and was solid on the edge, while Charles Omiyahu is something of a question mark, given his torn ACL in the AFC Championship game in January. If he can come back fully healthy, this is a group that can improve on this ranking. So they're saying that, they're 14th now.
There's no number. What I'm saying is these are not numbers driven, right? So to me, this just feels like somebody was like, I think so-and-so. And I don't care about what you think. I care about the numbers. If the numbers say we're donkey hooters, okay. But the numbers don't suggest. Kansas City did you see the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
You know who won the Super Bowl? That defense won the Super Bowl. That defense. They had 4 or 5 sacks. They had 10 pressures. They allowed 20 whatever points. That defense won this, and that defensive line is 14. See, looking at this feels like how somebody feels, right? And just to kind of give you a little background, I'm a tech guy, right? So in my world, we don't care about feelings. We care about what's your device doing. We care about your IMEI number, your SIM card, what's it doing? Did you follow the process when trying to set it up? We don't care about feelings. Well, we don't care. I don't care. What did you do? Right? Same thing with this. Where are the numbers? This is somebody's opinion, and that's fine. But what this says to me, this is like Avengers. It's a work of fiction. There's no fact behind it.
The 2024 defensive line rankings that we're going over now, for those listening, for those that's just now joining in, Terry's is giving us his take, how he thinks this is phony baloney, what this writer is saying here.
Hogwash.
Not hogwash. Going to number 15, the New England Patriots.
Manure.
Sheesh. Going to number 16, the Buffalo Bills. 17, the Seattle Seahawks, who we play this year too as well. The New York Giants at number 18, who we play this year. The Commanders, number 19, who we play this year. The Bucks at 20, who we play this year. Titans at 21. Chargers, who we play this year, at 22. The Rams at 23. The Saints, who we play this year, at 24. The Dolphins at 25. The you're sitting here thinking about, Terry, where are the Falcons?
No.
We're sitting here, Terry, at 28.
Go back to the Saints.
Go back to the Saints.
Right. And I hate to do this. I really hate to do this. But I'm going to do it. That has been one of the best defenses the past 5 years. Now, I hate them. Okay. They're sewer rats. They're worse than, ugh. But their defense has been decent the past 5 years. And they're number 24. Like, what is this? Is this a popularity contest? We going back to high school? They're 24. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out. You're
saying that Cameron Jordan fell off pretty much from reading this article. Don't forget, he's coming to the end of his career too as well. Had a pass rushing grade below 70, managed fewer than 50 pressures for his second season straight in a row. So maybe Cam Jordan is not the guy to be worried about this year. They're trying to look at now Carl Granderson and now Chase Young, who can, help that Saints defense. But also looking at Brian Brees, who hopefully can get going this season. But whoever wrote this article here, matter of fact, I'll pull it up. It's Sam Monson from PFF. So big shout out to Sam Monson. I know he spends a lot of time working with PFF and giving his takes here. But now we get down to the back of the pack, where the Jaguars at 26, 27th is the Bears, and we have the Atlanta Falcons at 28. 2024 defensive line rankings, for those in the chat, 2024 defensive line rankings from Sam Monson of PFF has the Falcons at 28, right? He goes on to mention that David Amiata is a very good player on the inside, and Grady Jarrett was once one of the best in the league, even if he hasn't hit that level for some time. Outside of that duo, the Falcons don't offer much up front. Young players, Zach Harrison, Rook, and Braylon Trice may surprise, but this is a unit that looks like it will struggle again in 2024. Sam is not betting at all on the rookies and these second-year guys. When up front on your defensive line, he mentions David Amiata and Grady Jarrett, who is the strong pieces in that defensive front. Calais is not there no more. Bud is not there, of course, is no more. But then they didn't mention Eddie Goldman. They're not even putting any faith into Eddie Goldman. They're not putting no faith into Tyquan Graham. They're not putting no faith into Kadarius Street. Right. It's just these two up top and what the rookies can do. That's why we went heavy in the draft.
But here's what I'm saying, right? Kentavious Street, LaCale London.
They're not giving them no praise. This writer is saying nope. They're not enough to move it from 28. That's not enough to move the needle.
That's not enough to put us down at 28. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
think Sam's going off of, if you take David and Grady away from this team again on that depth chart, you can't bank on these rookies and Zach Harrison in the second year to make this defensive line better than what they have at 28. Like the Bears, he's mentioning Montez Sweat, right? The Cam Jordan for the Saints, right? He's mentioning Josh Allen for the Jags, but you take away these two players from the Atlanta Falcons, and some fans are worried, Terry, that we don't have a pass rush. Calais is gone. Bud Dupree is gone. We don't have, they talked about, remember Dallas Turner? Go get Dallas Turner. Remember Latu? Go get Latu. The fans were screaming that they wanted a true pass rusher here in the building. And I guess Sam is just not sold on the young players that the Falcons have. I know fans are sold on it because we've seen what Zach Harrison done the last 6-7 games of the season last year. Rook, we love the RAS score. We love the ratings that he's got going into the season. Of course, as a rookie, Braylon Trice, what he's done at Washington, but this is not enough to move the needle for this writer from PFF tier.
Yeah, I think this is just this guy's opinion, and no disrespect to him. Look, I know you're trying to do your job. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I really need numbers. And if you tell me based on this numbers, based on the collective PFF score of
Yeah.
everybody on that defensive line, then okay, I could take that. But this is just, David Onyemata is pretty good. We got a whole team other than David
If
Onyemata.
you would have had Bud and Calais here, would it be at 28?
No. As far
Because
as
go
I'm
back to last
concerned,
year now,
if
Terry. You
we
just
had
talked
Bud
about it
and
when the
Calais,
season started.
if we had Bud and Calais and everybody else we got now, we'd be a top 5 defense. You add Bud and Calais to what we have now, we're top 5 defense, right? 11th in points, like you just showed, right? That's 11th in, no, I'm sorry, 11th in
Defensive
yards.
yards allowed.
11th in yards. So if you're 11 in yards and you're 18 in points, that means you gave up some bombs. So they should be closer. You're 11th in yards. You're 18th in points. You gave up some bombs. You had some laxes, right? But you definitely, or maybe you gave up some long runs. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're going off. But we did not have the depth last year that we do this year. We got some very deep. You know what? You know what's going to tell. I'll tell you what's going to
Are
tell.
you worried about remember we talked about the 42 sacks and can
Uh-huh.
they get past that? And there's no Ryan Nielsen here. And of course, you're hearing these articles and PFF ratings, and fans are worried about not having a pass rusher. Are you worried about all of this, or are you just
I'm not
really
worried about it
trusting
at
in
all.
Raheem and Jimmy Lake
I
and what
have
they have going on?
total trust, bro. Wax on, wax off. Be like
What?
water in your son. Wax on, wax off. Look, man. Look. And instead
He
of
went straight Mr. Miyagi on us.
I did. I took it back to Karate Kid on y'all. I'm just saying, look,
What?
the main thing Raheem said in his interview was that instead of making my players fit a system, I'm going to design a system to fit my players, which means he's going to scheme blitzes, which means at 3rd and long or 3rd and forever, it's coming and you're not going to know where it is. But also, what I'm looking at is our interior defensive line is strong, which should free up our exterior defensive line. And you're not going to run the ball. We got 3 big ass horses. That's the one thing I love about a 3-4 defense. In a true 3-4 defense, you need a big ass horse in the middle. And we got 3 of them. We got Eddie. We got dude from Georgia. We got another guy I can't think of, but and one of them might not even make it. We have depth on this defensive line. I cannot see this defensive line being 28th in anything.
Defensive line rankings from PFF, Sam Munson has the Atlanta Falcons at 28. Something for fans to talk about on their channels if they haven't heard this story before, or if you want to talk about it in the chat right here with other Falcon fans, feel free to go ahead, drop your questions, drop your comments about the report, or just about what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons this offseason, because we love talking Falcons football. Wallace Smith said this is somebody's opinion and what he thinks the team's defensive line are going to be this season, and we shouldn't put too much stock in his opinion. Big shout out to Wallace Smith in the chat too as well. And those what was it, Snickers ice cream bars too as well?
Yes, man. Yes. I don't think I have any left because my niece has probably raided the refrigerator. Maybe one.
Sheesh. Big shout out to Falcon fans in the chat. Anthony White said the Aints have lost a lot of depth on their line the last couple of years, but 24, yeah, that's too low.
Exactly.
Anthony White is here in the chat talking Falcons
what up,
football.
Anthony?
Carlton Bunch said, "What up?" One time for the fan. Up, big shout out to Carlton Bunch in the chat too as well. Anthony White said, "I'm not putting no faith."
He's not.
Eddie go.
He's the runaway defensive tackle. He's the runaway nose guard.
Eddie Kane.
Eddie Kane Jr.
Sheesh. Carlton Bunch is in the chat. He said, "F all that. Falcons gonna soar this year."
There you go.
Georgia, Texas boys in the chat with the what it do. One time for the
Georgia.
I like the soar. I saw the soar right there, Terry. I saw that. I saw that.
You saw it.
Okay. You're moving the chains right now. You're moving the chains.
Yeah,
you just crossed the 50.
Yeah. That's what we
just got over the 50.
That's what we doing.
Moving the chains. Falcon fans, we'll talk about moving the chains here in a minute because I know there's some Madden players in the chat, and we got to get to what the Falcons' offense is ranked in Madden. And I know y'all probably listen to it like, wait, hold on. I know we ain't talking Madden here, Jack Spade, because I got my controller in hand. We ain't talking Madden last year. We're talking about the new Madden that's getting ready to drop. Anthony White's in the chat said the Falcons are betting on a bunch of young players on the defensive line. It's a big risk, but depending on how they get developed by the new coaching staff, let's see how it goes. Terry, Raheem, Jimmy Lake, you still have a very good amount of veteran coaches on your coaching staff in the defensive room. Grady Jarrett, Davion Miata. I mean, the whole front, we think as fans, is stacked. Chris Paul goes back to the Spurs. Now, we think is stacked. But others around the league may not see that.
Well, they didn't agree with the Michael Penix decision, so bump them. I mean, I am diametrically opposed to this ranking. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be, but in no way am I saying we're going to be number one, okay? But we will not be 28th. This defensive line, this front seven, I'll take this front seven against anybody. I will die on that hill. This front seven, I will take them up against anybody.
Coaching does play a big part of this too as well, not just looking at the names in the back of the jersey.
And we have coaches. And more importantly, we have developers, right? Who was it? Anthony has a point. We do need to develop them. But Raheem has spent so much time cultivating this staff. That's going to be a part of it. And again, guys, I'm not saying we're going to be the 2001 Ravens. I'm not saying we're going to be the best defense of all time. But in no way would I ever rank our defensive line, not this collection of players. I would not rank them 28th. I don't agree with that. And, again, sometimes you got to look at it as, nobody knows your house like you do, right? Somebody comes over to your house, Jack. You know your house inside and out. You live there, right? Falcons, they are our home. So we know them. We know where the warts are. We know where
most of us are damn near close to predicting this 53 right now.
Yes. And just in my humble opinion, no, I don't think we're the 28th worst or 28th. I don't think we're 28. Okay.
Defensive line rankings, not overall team defense, just a defensive line rankings.
I understand.
Is what they're looking at.
think our defensive line is the strength of this team right now. Last year it was decent. Understand, for the first 8-9 games, we were in the top 10 of defenses. So if you want to say we did not have depth last year, I'll give you that. I will give you that. But to say, and basically the only people we don't have is Calais and Bud. Everybody else came back. And no disrespect to them, very good players. Some would argue maybe Calais, maybe Hall of Famer. Very good players. But we had other guys here too. And most of those guys are still here. And I'm not going to say that our ranking last year was solely because of Calais and Bud. So you add all of that up. No, I'm not. We got so much better on the defensive line. There's, you know what I mean? I can't see them ever be 28th.
And even for him to miss a couple pieces like, Arnold Ebiketie on what he can do this season too as well. I mean, Lorenzo Carter wasn't mentioned in that piece from Sam. He just went straight to Grady and David. After that, you can't bank on the rookies. Right. And even second year Zach Harrison. So we'll just go throw him in the mix too as well. But fans here in Atlanta know what we have. And that's why we kind of laugh at some of these articles, because it's like, man, this team is just going to be so good this year. We can kind of see it. We can kind of feel it. We know July 24th, Raheem and the crew will be back out there getting these players ready for the upcoming season. But I do see a change happening here. Somewhere along the line of Raheem's 5 years, there's going to be a division-winning Falcons. There's going to be a playoff Falcons. There's going to be an NFC Championship Falcons. There's going to be a Super Bowl Falcons. I called it before 2027. I want it this year in New Orleans because I damn near booked for New Orleans the other day. I was like, man, the Falcons do this shit. I want to make sure my price tag for my room is good, because right now the cheapest room in New Orleans is like $1,200 for the Super Bowl. So that's per night. So it's kind of wild right now. Little Bits in the chat said, what's up, Falcon fans? 10 Sundays away.
10 Sundays away. What up, Little Bit? What's going
Falcons, on? Steelers at the Benz. Falcon fans, do you have your tickets to Falcon Steelers? I hope you have your tickets. If not, make sure if you're working, hopefully you can take off that day. If you can't, find a way to listen to the game, find a way to watch the game. We need all support this season. It's Kirko Frost, man. It's Kirko Frost season. Terry, what the fuck is that?
What
was that? Goddamn. Looking like my character in Elden Ring, fighting them damn birds the other day over there in the room.
I was imitating you. What are you talking about?
I mean, I was just doing just, you know what I'm saying, just quick Kirk O'Chan, you over there. Come here. You doing damn Cuba Gooding Jr. You doing the damn, what was it? Is that Boys in the Hood? You doing the damn Boys in the Hood?
Oh God. Oh man.
You doing the Boys in the Hood?
Oh, you killing me. You killing me, man.
Fly.
You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me, Petey.
Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you're watching from Facebook, look, head over to YouTube.
I should do it with less emphasis. Is that what you're saying?
Just do it every show. Just do it every show. As long as we get it every show. Because, you know, fans are definitely going to be cranking up the Kirko Frost this season.
Oh, man.
You know, when we get ready to win these games, especially week one at the Benz. But you do have a tough team on the other side of the ball with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll get to that coming up for week one. Falcon fans, it's almost time to wrap up the podcast because House of the Dragons is getting ready
for war.
It's time for war. Blood will be shed tonight.
Oh, yes. I was thinking the same thing, Jack. Get out of my head. Oh, yes.
Blood will be shed tonight.
What was that, Saw? That was Saw, right? Oh, yes. There will be blood.
Something's going to happen tonight because you saw from the trailer last week, dragons are flying. And when dragons are flying, people getting burned up.
It's bad, man.
It's going to happen. If I was back there in that time, if you would have put me in the series, this is where I run far as I can. But Falcon fans, is going down in a major way. Of course, you know, we're back on Wednesday night. Bryce Lewis talking Falcons football with us. Fan Talk, News 4. Bryce Lewis will be here with us. Big shout to John Person in the chat too as well. John Person just signed up for the Rise Up Tour fan club.
What's up, John?
He wants to go on the road this season. He wants to see what's going on with the Falcon fans. He wants to be on that cruise next year. He wants to go on the camping trip next year. It's going down in the major way with the Rise Up Tour fan club.
Let's go.
So if you guys want to know more about it, I will let you all know. Let them folks think what they want. We're going to show them on the field. Positivity coming from Carlton Bunch, from third-party action, from DSGB Hall. It don't matter who it is. I think we're rallying around this team pretty strong this year. Right, I think we've all grasped the fact that Michael Penix is the backup and Kirk Cousins is the starter, and how they're going to be working the now, the present, to the future. That's great. Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I think we're seeing a team where Julio, Matt, them couldn't get it done. Maybe this team can get it done. Maybe Kyle Pitts is the reason, right? Maybe Grady Jarrett going to the end of his career. Don't forget about Jake Matthews. We don't give too much praise to Jake Matthews here on this show, right? This is an offensive line that's played together for a long time, so the consistency is there, right? Mm-hmm. The strength of them knowing each other and schemes and what they have to go out there and do to help Kirk Cousins this year. Jake can teach them too as well on the strength of, look, I played with Matt. This is similar to Matt. Let me help this offensive line on what to do, right? Mm-hmm. So big shout out to Jake Matthews. He's going to be a big piece to this offense to this year. Philip Crawford said again, AK and Harrison will have 8+ sacks to help with a 47 sack season. You can't change the way Philip Crawford thinks about this team. He just said it again. He said it before. He's saying it again. AK and Harrison will have 8+ sack season. That's the emergence of what you want to see from some of these players. That's the development getting into some of these players. And fans know, you know, if you don't get much from AK, he might be like Brother Man in a minute. But we hope to have him here in Atlanta a long time. He is the Doctor of Pass Rush. I believe he is, right? That's his nickname? The Doctor of the Pass Rush?
Yes. What, AK-47?
Sheesh. T-Will. Show how Kirk going to knock the Pittsburgh Steelers out. How is Kirk going to knock the Pittsburgh Steelers? God. Just hitting them bows. Throwing them bows. Sheesh.
You remember how those folks used to box in the 20s where they were like,
put up your dukes here. Nah, see? Put up your dukes here. See? Nah.
Oh, my God.
Charlie, play the piano. Bobby D, my guys.
Bobby B, what up?
Out the way. Let's go fall. We ready. Falcon fans know it is hot as hell this summer.
Yes,
it is hot.
Oh, my goodness.
Bro, it was almost damn near 100 degrees today.
I think I saw the devil in the short set, man. It's crazy out
there.
So
what?
That was one of those crowd. That was one of those country boyisms. That was one of the big countryisms. That was a big countryism. That was you know.
I went for almost eagle today on the golf course.
Okay.
Almost had eagle. My golf game is
Okay.
getting to that point where it's like
Fire.
I'm getting ready to start playing, putting some bread down, per hole. Like, hey, look, we're gonna go. If you don't get par, that's 20. If you
We're
go
gonna mess
double
around and
bogey,
see
that's
Zach on
40.
the PGA tour.
Hey, man, there's only two golfers, those that's on the tour and those that's not.
Oh, look at him talking the lingo,
But this is
ladies and
going
gentlemen.
down. Anthony White said, I'm hearing Trey Young got traded to
Wait,
Orlando.
what?
Is that
Hold
true?
up. Bleacher Report.
Hold on.
Wait a
What?
minute. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold on now. Don't put us on game now. Hold on now. Let me see. Hawks.
I don't see that.
I don't see nothing with the Hawks. No, that would have been latest. So somebody's talking about it. I mean, people are, somebody said, wow, just got some info from a source that's connected to the Hawks. If it's true, this fan base will go ecstatic.
Ecstatic. Well, who did we get for him? Hey, man.
Somebody's saying, I mean, people are tweeting. I mean, not, saying that Trey is gone to Orlando, but people are saying that there's a rumor because the Hawks haven't made no moves yet this free agency. I guess the general manager or somebody talked about they'll be making moves, but I don't know if Trey Young's involved in this. I think the fan base will go crazy because you traded DJ and you traded Trey, and then you got the rookie coming over from France. Like, how are you going to surround this kid with talent?
Right. But if this is true, man, because Mark was talking about this the other night, and he and I had a very in-depth conversation. And he was saying, these are best friends. You're going to piss Trey off by trading DeJounte. So if you're going to trade one, you may as well trade two. And I was like, no way. He's the face of the franchise. Not going to. And you know what? If this is the case, Mark Chaney, shout out to you, brother, because you called it. He did call it. And I didn't want to believe it, but
Mark Chaney is doing great things out here in the Falcons community.
Big things. Mark
talking
Chaney
with
has
the Falcons fans,
up.
talking basketball, talking so many sports. And he's coming up here in the content creator game. So big shout to Mark Chaney. Guess what? We had Mark Chaney on one time for the fan. So when he blows up and gets the ESPN, we can easily call Mark like, yo, Mark, can you just give us a shout out real quick before you do the next segment?
Give us the skinny, Mark. Come on, let's do it.
Going down in a major way. Guess what else is going down in a major way, Terry?
Fight night. War.
Nope. Well, war, yes, that is true. But Madden 2025. The Atlanta Falcons in Madden, quickly, Terry, have the 7th ranked best offense in Madden 2025.
Now, see,
there is going to be a lot of players picking the Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Who
are not going to be donkey hooters on defense. The Atlanta Falcons.
7th on offense, Terry. Your thoughts for all the Madden players out there. We talked about this offense. They've improved this year at the quarterback situation with Kurt even coming off of the injury. Is still an improvement from what you had the past couple years. Even in the backup situation, you've improved there too as well. But Terry, 7th on offense going into Madden. I already know I'm picking the Falcons. So for those in the chat that want to challenge Jack, don't even hit me up talking about some, come on, bro, we used to play Falcons on Falcons one time. Hell no. We don't do Falcons on Falcons violence.
We don't do Falcon on Falcon violence. We don't do that. We don't do it. We don't encourage
some people here in the chat that do love playing with other teams. I have no problem with that. I'll play you with a different team, but I'm picking the Falcons.
That's right. And that's just how it's going to be, people. That's just how it's going to be. I think they got it right, Jack. Finally, they got it right. Because they should be the 7th best offense, because they're going to be freaking awesome, because they got stars in abundance, because they have nothing but offensive talent, and they finally got the one thing they needed, which was a quarterback that could drive the car. This offense is going to be damn near unstoppable, and thank God somebody realizes it. Thank you, because it's like I've been choking down shit sandwiches for the past 3 months, ever since we drafted Penix, and somebody finally realizes it. Thank you, Madden. That's how I feel about it. What say you, Jack?
Madden is putting everybody up on game, Falcon fans, and I hope you guys get in the game this season with Madden. I might even do a one-time for the fan Madden tournament for those that want to play with other.
Oh, snap.
We can put a cash prize up too as well for those
Wow.
that want to be a part of it. So
Wow.
big shout out to all the Falcon fans here in the chat that play Madden. But yeah, the 7th ranked offense on Madden is the Atlanta Falcons. So it's going to be great to get a chance to play with them this season on the game. I've played a lot of money leagues, played a lot of regular leagues, and it's difficult to get the Falcons just off of players like Jesse Bates and AJ Terrell and Kyle Pitts, because every time I pick them, those are the first couple trades that I usually get. People always hitting me up, yo, Jack, hey, man, I'll give you XYZ for AJ. I'll give you this for grade. No, nobody's for trade. Nobody. Not even the practice squad players are for trade.
Nobody.
So it doesn't
Not
work
even
like that.
Freddie's going to be traded. Nobody's going to be traded.
You talking about Freddie the Falcon?
Yes, not even he's going to be traded.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about this Freddie the Falcon?
Yes, Freddie the Falcon. The one that, wow.
You talking about this Freddie the Falcon that's on the Rise Up Tour fan club cruise right now?
Looks like Freddie's getting his toes done. Is Freddie getting
I hope he's not getting ready to jump off the ship. Freddie, don't do that.
Is Freddie getting a petty? Is Freddie
can swim.
Freddie getting a mani petty? What's up?
Freddie is cooling.
Freddie is cooling.
Freddie is cooling. The Rise Up Tour fan club cruise to Bahamas is going down in a major way. You can see some of the pictures here right there. Look at my boy Thomas.
Wow.
He's having a good time. They had their jersey party. This is just a couple pictures, man. They had over 100 Falcon fans on this cruise.
Those folks,
and of course,
they really are.
Terry, it's going down, Terry. Like everything leading up to this since last year, these fans have been excited about being a part of the Rise Up Tour fan club. And you can see right here, everybody's enjoying themselves, taking their pictures, videos. I think this is the sail away party right here. And everybody they had it over there by the side of one of the top decks. But yeah, man, it's going down in a major way. And of course, next season, after next season, we have the Sun and Fun Cruise 2 coming up. So Terry, if you want to be a part of that, it's $25 right now. I know you can pay your deposit going up to next year. So even if you missed the deposit now, you can still be a part of it. But it's $25 now if you want to be on the email list for the Rise Up Tour. This doesn't guarantee you a room. You get a part of the fan club email list for the cruise. You still have to pay off your cruise before you get your room and everything. But Terry, Rise Up Tour fan club Sun and Fun Cruise, man, they're in the Bahamas going ham right now, as they say in the streets of Atlanta.
Egg and cheese.
Your thoughts about fans having a good time in the off season before the season starts? And as you can see the pictures, man, they're wearing their jerseys, they're partying, like they're having a good time. They're taking pictures. There's no football being played, Terry.
And yet, look at that, man. And they didn't have to get on a plane. I'm down. I'm there, bro.
Some of them did. Some of them drove. So technically, Terry,
Florida,
yes, you can go on the trip next year because you can drive down.
Yeah, I'll drive down. What up, Lisa? It does look like a good time. It really does.
Falcon fans in the chat, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. This is what it's all about.
They're having a blast. You know what?
They're having
get me some jerseys with my name on the back. And I just had a thought, so I just got to let it out, because my heart breaks when you get a jersey and then that player's no longer with us. Like when Matt and Julio left.
You have to get the player that you know is long-term. Jake ain't going nowhere. There should be Jake Matthews jerseys all over the stands. Grady Jarrett jerseys all over the stands. Damn. Who's the next player we're getting ready to get to? Chris Lindstrom jerseys all over the stands.
But they said Matt and Julio were lifetime Falcons.
Yeah,
but I bought so many of their jerseys, and then
we see now that Jake is a lifetime Falcon. We see that he's going to retire a Falcon. There's no reason to get rid of Jake for 1 year to send him to the Colts. Like, why would you do that if he's getting ready to retire at the end of his career? That's why I think next year's draft is big on trying to find maybe a rookie tackle. Jake's replacement. You know, I hate for fans to put the draft next year and find out that your 32nd pick is a left tackle. I mean, we just did win the Super Bowl.
You know,
I'm sorry, I'm fast forwarding into the future.
How about that, man?
I wasn't supposed to tell you.
Don't play with my emotions, Smokey.
Shit,
man,
it's going down in a major way. Falcon fans, hit that share.
In all seriousness, I'm gonna get me some jerseys, but they're gonna have my last name on it. That way, they'll always be. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do that. I really went through a depression when Matt and Julio left. It messed with me a lot, but whatever. For the record, and I know you don't know this I love Matt Ryan. I love my probably top three, maybe top four favorite players would be Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Steve Bartkowski.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Falcon fans in the chat, DSGB Hall, if they trade, the Hawks will go bankrupt. No ticket sales.
Amen, DSGB. Amen.
Lario's in the chat. Yes, brothers. How y'all doing? I love y'all. Lario was hanging out with AJ Terrell this weekend. He was hanging out with D. Alford this weekend down at D. Alford's football camp. So big shout out to Lario. These are real diehard Atlanta Falcon fans in the chat. You said diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. This is what it's all about. DSGB Hall said the BET Awards tonight too. Wait, the BET Awards still on?
Good. Is it still going to be war, Jack? Is it still going to be war?
Bro, I haven't. Do I even have the BET channel? Like, do it?
Wow.
I know I have HBO Max.
Wow.
The House of the Dragons. I know that. Mr. Shepard said the color coordination is on point too. Oh,
Jack,
what's up, Terry?
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
What happened? What happened? There's a penalty in the chat?
Just in case you don't have BET. Yes. 15-yard penalty on Jack for the culture. 15-yard penalty for the culture. He doesn't know if he has BET, ladies and gentlemen. 15-yard penalty.
If I have BET on channel, if not knowing if I had the BET channel.
Yes, you get a penalty for that. For the culture. You get a penalty.
When was the last time we watched BET? Outside of the awards tonight. I thought the awards was on Netflix the way this country moving.
Oh my God, stop it. Stop it right now, okay? Come back, Jack. Come back. We're going to reel this thing in, okay? The BET Awards is an annual event at most people's homes, okay? We're not going to do that.
So, is it on Tubi?
Especially at my house. My daughter right now is probably, what time is it, 9 o'clock? My daughter loves the BET Awards. So, that was not me. That was me channeling her. That was me channeling her. That wasn't me. That was me channeling Maya. Because she would have a fit if she heard you say, I don't know if I had BET. She'd be like, oh my God, Dad, who's your friend? Who are you hanging out with, Dad? Where are his priorities? Oh my God. No, seriously, I'm just messing with you. But
I guess I got a penalty for the culture.
For the culture, yes.
But Falcon fans in the chat, you definitely got to hit the like, share, and subscribe button as we get ready to wrap up the show. CJ Henson said, I know they are having an awesome time.
Yeah,
Larry in the chat said,
we got to go next year.
Bartkowski. I'm on the cruise next year. No, I'm on the cruise.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm on the cruise. So a lot of Falcon fans that want to be a part of it. Here comes the upcoming events and shout outs portion of the One Time for the Fans show. There goes Freddie again. One more time, having a great time on the cruise. Fans are enjoying the cruise because it's a getaway. You get a chance to relax. You get a chance to kick back. You get a chance to talk Falcons with a couple drinks in your hand, right? And then you stop off at the Bahamas, right? You spend a day there. I think next year's trip is a 4-day trip too as well. So Terry, bring your scuba gear. Bring your scuba gear. Yeah, bring your scuba gear. Are you much of a swimmer, Terry?
I could swim back in the day. I'm a decent swimmer. I'm a lot fatter. So, I'm carrying around a lot more. People see me, they think I'm about 9 months pregnant. So, it's a lot. What's
LaMarcus Boyd, you made one hell of a catch the other day at the picnic. I gotta give you a shout out for that too. As well.
Hey, you know what? It was either catch it or go into the woods and embarrass myself in front of my daughter. And, any man that has kids, especially daughters, knows you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your daughter. So I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? I did what I had to do.
LaMarcus Boyd, who's been in the chat here so many times, he is on the cruise. He flew in from Arizona. Big shout out to Auntie Pam too as well. I believe Auntie Pam still has her co-hosting podcast that she does with Maggie too as well over there at AFN. So big shout out to Auntie Pam here in the chat. She was always shouting us out. She's over there on the cruise too as well. I saw the pictures that she took. With Freddie had on a white suit at dinner the other night.
Freddie was clean.
I got to get this picture for when we do. We might have to do a pop-up podcast tomorrow night just to show Freddie's picture of how clean he was at dinner the other night. But Falcon fans, it's going down in a major way. So we have some trips coming up.
What up, Carlo? What up, DA?
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. I know they're probably watching the podcast from the ship right now. Like, man, this is great that we can watch a podcast as we're hanging out with Falcon fans, probably on the top deck, or they're in the pool, they're in the hot tub, or they're watching the show. Who knows when you're on these cruise ships? But Terry,
Yep.
we have a bus trip coming up to Carolina, and it's filling up fast. Hell, we might even get 2 buses heading up to Carolina. 4 members, you know, it's a little bit cheaper than $100, but it's a day trip. It leaves Sunday morning from Atlanta, head up to Carolina. You got to get your own game tickets, but the bus will park at the tailgate lot. We'll have a tailgate there for everybody on the bus. Then we're heading to the game. 4:25 game. After the game, bus will take you all back to Atlanta. It's $100 per person. For Rise Up Tour fan club members, it's cheaper than that. So you want to go ahead and be a part of the Rise Up Tour fan club, hit me up. I'll go ahead and drop y'all some information, or you can just head over there right there, the riseuptourfanclub.com/Carolina. Terry, you're on the bus.
I'm on the bus.
Terry is heading to his first away game in Carolina.
My first one. Yes.
Your very first.
Let's bring home a victory, although Carolina is donkey hooters, so that shouldn't be a problem.
There's a lot of teams that seem to be donkey hooters this season.
Well, Carolina,
I even said it. I even said it. Oh my God.
Carolina's definitely donkey hooters. They are cow dung, is what they are. They are just woof.
Falcon fans head to Tampa. We have a bus heading down to Tampa too as well. That is also filling up fast. October 26th, my birthday. It's going to leave Saturday morning. You'll arrive in
Tampa. Scorpio.
June. Check into the hotel. Then we have a party that night set up for everybody. And then Sunday we go to the game. Bus will then bring you back to Atlanta. It's $150 per person if you're not a member of the Rise Up Tour fan club. If you are a member, it's much cheaper than that. The host hotel, 4 Points by Sheraton. Any Falcon fan want to book, stay there, go right ahead. We had a shit ton of Falcon fans. I think we got like 40 rooms already booked at the host hotel, 4 Points by Sheraton suite down there, right, not too far from the stadium. So if you're a member of the Tour fan club, you get it at our price. What's up, Terry?
Your first 3 shots are on me that night.
Really?
It's your birthday. Of course.
Hey, bring out the 42. Big shout out to all the fans that want to, head over there to the host hotel. You can't get our rate unless you're a member of the Rise Up Tour fan club. Mm-hmm. So for those that called the hotel asking about the rate, you're not getting that unless you're part of the fan club. And we work very well with Marriott, so they're not going to sell nobody or give nobody a room at a rate when we know that they're not members of the group. But you can still stay at the hotel. That's the cool thing about it. That's what we all bring fans together. That's the point of what we do with the Rise Up Tour fan club. And of course, Terry.
Yes, sir.
Our train ride to New Orleans is sold out.
Yep.
60 seats taken on this train to New Orleans. Gone. And it's not me. I didn't buy the 60 seats.
Nope.
Atlanta Falcon fans from the Rise Up Tour fan club bought these tickets. They're going to be heading down to New Orleans. It's going down, Terry.
They love New Orleans.
They love New Orleans. Falcon fans are going to be in the building. It's going to be crazy down there in New Orleans. You know how we do our parties when we're on the road. So Falcon fans, we definitely appreciate everybody for being a part of what we have going on. And of course, if you want to come on out, we have our membership party, which is happening in July.
That's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun. Fans going to be coming down from the Rise Up Tour fan club to pick up their membership kits. We got some music. We got some food. We got some good times with all the Falcon fans. If you're not a member, it's $30 per person. And you can also get a chance to sign up for the Rise Up Tour fan club if you want to come and see what we have going on. But it's pretty much our day where we get a chance to get ready, because after the 28th, literally less than 2 months, we're in Philadelphia. And it's go time for all of us that we talk about it here on the chat. We really talk this shit. We really back it up when we go on the road. So Philly is the first away game, and you already know how Philly fans are. Well, guess what? We came to party too. We ain't backing down from the challenge. Falcon fans are going to show up to Philly in numbers. It's the first away game. So that's a big weekend right there, Terry. You got Deadpool. Deadpool drops July 26th.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Yep.
You got Falcons practice July 27th.
Yep.
And in Buford. You got the Rise Up Tour fan club membership party.
On the 28th.
I got fans already hitting me up like, bro, I got to come in for that entire weekend. We just got to just chill the entire weekend. And don't forget about the following week. The Falcons got to practice at the Benz.
Let's do it.
Week after that, guess what? They're on the field.
Let's do it.
This is less than a month. It's June 30th. This is less than a month. All this stuff is popping off. Right? July 26th, July 27th, July 28th. And then you have August the 2nd. Right after. It's go time, Terry.
It's go time.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Put it in reverse.
Falcon fans is going down in a major way. I thank you all for being a part of the podcast tonight. CJ Henson said, if you can't swim, you can float.
I can swim. I'm just fat as hell. I can swim. I'm just
shit.
big. I'm just.
You trust the floaties? I don't trust the floaties. Not, in a pool, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, my wife will tell you.
With the current?
I got a video. I might have to show it coming up. I was in Jamaica, man. She's like, no, we're gonna go snorkeling. It's like it's right there off of the beach, off of the line. It's good. You're gonna be good. Then the boat takes us like 45 minutes out. I said a prayer. I said, Lord, please, let me trust these life jackets. Because I have so much. I'm getting ready to cry even thinking about it. Boy, when I jumped in that water, I'm telling you, man.
You felt like me on a plane?
Because I'm not much of a swimmer like that. You know what I'm saying?
I can swim. I can swim. It's just
I'm messing around in a pool that's like 6 foot.
No,
you know
I can swim. I just.
But in the ocean, bro, I don't trust it. I don't rock with it. That ain't my. I didn't grow up on the beach. Right. I didn't grow up in in the water like some of them. I didn't do that.
No, you're right. You're right because you don't have a current in a pool. I mean, you can manufacture currents, but you don't have a current in a pool. And a current will take you out and never let you go. So that, hopefully whatever tour guide you have or whoever's over it will take you to the place where there's no current. And then you can swim like normal. But you deal with a current, that's a little different. Because you can't swim against the current. You have to swim with it. So I agree with you 100%.
Lisa Shepard said, this is so cool. Are y'all tagging the Falcons in these pics? They need to know about this event and how y'all are repping on the boat. Tagging who? The Falcons? Like the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
But we are tagging a lot of people in the photo. But yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that. Look here, Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. We love that all Falcon fans love One Time for the Fan, what we got going on. And all the content creators that's shouting out the Falcons and continue to put this positivity in the air. We need it. We got to show other fan bases that we can do this on the field, off the field. Jamil Hill said, finally caught you guys live. One Time for the Fan. He's throwing around the red and black emojis too as well. Big shout out to Jamal Hill in the chat.
What's going on?
Jamel is in the chat. D.A. Hunter said, can't wait for the season. Looking forward to the Minnesota game. D.A. Hunter, the Minnesota host hotel information is going to drop in about 24 hours. So for fans heading to Minnesota, I got you locked in, bro. I got you locked in. Terry, this one you got to fly, though. Unless you want to drive 12 hours, this one you got to fly.
I'm good. Hey, man, look, we'll do that one in different cities.
If you got to get to it, Terry, we got to get you on one flight.
I'm good.
One flight.
And you're gonna have to knock me the F out.
Bro, we'll take you to the Delta Lounge. We'll have a couple drinks. By the time you get on the flight, you're laughing. By the time you the plane's in the air, you over there like, hey, y'all, what's going on? By the time the plane lands,
knock me out. You're gonna have
to.
I'm
you good? We give you some melatonin, like a whole bottle of melatonin.
Knock me out. you had to give me some gummies. That shit needs to be strong.
Remember Die Hard with Bruce Willis when he kept asking for the Advil? You got some Advil? Anybody got some Advil?
Yeah.
And they'll throw him like a bottle of Advil. That's how we're going to do you. Terry's going to be like, anybody got some melatonin? Take one of these,
Come
Terry.
to the coast. You'll have a good time. Come to the coast.
Sheesh. Yeah, man. For fans traveling to Minnesota, we got the host hotel set up. I already got the Saturday party set up for the SEC championship because we'll be in Minnesota that weekend. And, of course, Saturday night party is going to be lit. But, yeah, man, get those flights. Delta has the best flight right now. I'm flying Delta all season, by the way. I ain't trusting nobody else. I ain't rocking with nobody else right now.
I hear that, brother. What up, Davion? Hey, man, we appreciate it.
Davion's in the chat. Favorite show with the 100. Look, y'all, we are almost at 1,000 subscribers. It's because of you guys. I keep telling y'all this. It's 100% because of D.A. Hunter, because of Jamal Hills, because of Lisa Shepard. It's a big shout to Lisa Shepard from Blogging Dirty. But Lisa. It's one time for the fan, from the fan, for the fan.
Yep.
Right. Big shout out to Savion too as well. He's checking in too. Big shout out to Savion from the Sporting News. He was also on the podcast. Miles Garrett from Fox 5, who's been on the podcast. John Fricky from 92.9, who's been on the podcast. John Michaels, who's been on 92, and now he's on 680 The Fan, who's been on the podcast.
Yep.
So many people that we have here. Mark Cheney's with Bleacher Report. Berto is with Bleacher Report. What's up, Terry?
Scott Karisic.
Scott Karisic too as well. We bring so many people here to the channel, and I can't wait to let you guys know who else we have coming to the channel. Wednesday night we have Bryce Lewis from News 4. Bring your questions and comments to the chat. Bryce is right now on Twitter. He's talking Hawks, right? He's talking Hawks for all the Hawks fans. So we might even ask him some Hawks questions because everybody's excited about the future of a lot of these teams. Braves, Falcons, Hawks, United, right? So let's move in the right direction together here. Following week, we have Daniel Flick coming up, Sports Illustrated writer for the Atlanta Falcons. So we get a chance to talk with him too as well. He'll join us for a couple minutes to talk some Falcons football. And then after that, we have so many special guests coming up. Talk to Michael Turner too as well. Big shout out to him. He has a lot going on coming up, and I can't wait for him to explain it to you guys what's going on because it's going to be great. But, I talked to him about something that we're planning for a game this season, right? So be prepared for what we could have in store this season, right? And it could be here on the podcast. It could be on location somewhere. You never know. But there's a couple other people that I've reached out to that have heard about the podcast, and they're very excited too. But we're taking it one step at a time, taking it one day at a time. But as we get closer to the season, we will continue bringing you guys the best content that we can. Terry,
yes, sir.
Thank you, sir, for being a part of this. Oh, hold on. Got to get to this. The flash sale for the Rise Up Tour fan club. Because Thomas just texted me. This is the last week for the flash sale. So if you want to pay the $52 fee to be a member of the Rise Up Tour fan club, you can just head over to, you can type it in on Google, or you can type in riseuptourfanclub.com/flash. It'll take you over to the membership where you can sign up right now for $52. After that, it's going back to the regular price where you'll have to either use the one time for the fan code to get a discount, or you just pay the full price. So shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to say thank you all. Terry, this is your time now to, get the fans excited for this season. Give your shout outs for my ATO Sports. I know you have a lot going on there. You've done a lot of pop-up shows the past couple of days to a point where I'm like, damn, Terry, make me want to go ahead and get in the lab and go start recording some more shows.
You're welcome anytime, Jack. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Steve reached out to me the other day and was like, yo, you want to get on the podcast? I had some stuff I was doing. And even now, like talking Falcons with you all, I'm well past when House of the Dragon started. But I just get like this when I talk Falcons with you all.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited for the team. I'm excited for the fans in the chat. There's season ticket holders in the chat. There's people that's traveling with the tour in the chat this year. And it's good to see everybody, at the practice, on the road, no matter where it is. Like, this is what it's all about. We got to bring this fan base together. But Terry,
yes, sir.
The shout outs go to you, sir.
Shout outs, first and foremost, shout out to all of my Falcons fans who have been down, dark, destitute, depressed. Going through a lot, y'all. Going through a lot. Past couple of seasons have been tough. But lo and behold, we have a coach that is really a leader of men, a leader of organizations, has been groomed by some of the finest coaches and GMs on the planet, really seems to know what he's doing, has cultivated a coaching staff that will not only teach and develop, but scheme effectively. We have a quarterback, y'all. We got a quarterback. We got two. But we got one guy that's starting that's pretty darn good. We got another guy on the bench that's pretty darn good. And both of these guys know how to drive offenses. We got some receivers, y'all. Everything we didn't have from last year, we now have this year. We got Mercedes. We got Ferraris that can stretch the field. We got guys that can go over the middle. We got guys that can come out of the backfield. We have everything we need. If you must know the truth, we have everything we need to make a deep run this year. Will we? That remains to be seen. That's why we play the game. But I would invite you to get excited about this year's team. I would invite you to support this year's team, and not just support while you're at the game or whatever, but truly focus all of your energy, because guess what? When that inevitable, magical, majestical moment happens and we win a Super Bowl, there is no feeling like it. And if I live past that moment, I'm going to come back on this podcast and say, you see, we told you this would happen. Will it happen this year? We don't know. But guys, we are closer this year than we have been in the past 6 or 7 years. So I would invite you to get excited about your Falcons, support your team, like and subscribe. Let's go. As far as my shout outs, number one, I want to thank God, because obviously wouldn't be here without him. I want to thank him for everything in my life, and everything that he is doing, and everything he's doing in your life and everybody's life, and just keeping his eye on us. Secondly, obviously, to my family, love you guys, thank you guys, support you guys, appreciate you guys. Thirdly, to the fans of One Time for the Fan, the best fans on the planet. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Let's get to a thou wow, and we're going to have a big ass party once we do. Yeah. Lastly, Mr. Jack Spade, sir, thank you. I continue to learn from you, be impressed by you, be in awe of you. There's so much you teach without even saying it, and I appreciate it, and I'm here for it. And as long as you keep inviting me, I'll keep coming back. And with that, sir, I say to you, and go BET Awards, by the way. Shame on you, Jack. Go ahead,
Shit.
Jack. I'm proud of you.
That is tough. I have no idea who's performing. I don't know who's getting the award. I don't know who's in the category.
I don't know either,
it was
man.
One point in time, I was growing up, like I wanted to sit in front of the TV and watch this stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's just like I'll just find out about it on Twitter or something. YouTube, for those on Facebook, head on over to YouTube. YouTube, One Time for the Fans, type it in. You can definitely find us there. Type in on Google too as well. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. If you're on YouTube or Twitter or another network or site you're watching us on, head on over to Facebook. Type in One Time for the Fan. You'll definitely be able to see us over there too as well. On Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. One Time, the number 4, the Fan. And the following is going up too as well, because I guess fans just love when we talk Falcons football. It just gets people excited for the season, right? And of course, we also have our Instagram, One Time for the Fan. So you definitely want to head over to Instagram. If you're on Instagram, One Time for the Fan. It's going down in a major way. I'll be posting a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, a lot of content over there, behind the scene footage that you probably won't be seeing anywhere else. So big shout out to people who love just watching Falcons content all day, because that's what we will do. We will give you Falcons content all day, and go Dogs. But yeah, it's going down in a major way. I want to give a big shout out to everybody here. Big shout out to my fam. Big shout out to my friends. And big shout out to, once again, the Atlanta Falcons. Also, big shout out to Shannon Joyner too, as well, from the Atlanta Falcons. He's part of their marketing team. So, I want to give a big shout out to people that really rock with the Atlanta Falcons 24/7, right? And that goes to the fans too, as well. Terry, some diehard Atlanta Falcon fans are in this chat, and that's why we go live Sunday, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings in our new time slot that we're going to introduce for you all. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, Falcon fans,
forward to it.
Can't wait, man. Terry, House of the Dragons time.
Let's go.
I wish I had a sword too. I'll go out there and help fight the damn battle too. Terry, how'd you do it? Can you help fight the dragon? Help fight them dragons, Terry. How'd you do it? Hit them dragons, Terry. There's one overhead, Terry.
Let's go, you buddy, old pal. Let's go. You're gonna get it now.
Put up your Duke, see? Put up your Duke, see? Put up your
Duke. See? Put up your Duke.
See? Hey, Johnny, see?
Yeah. Don't lie. See?
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. We'll be back. Either a pop-up podcast before a Wednesday, or definitely, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Bryce Lewis. We'll be back. Holla at y'all.